Well, thanks for joining us here in Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee, Monday, November 17th. Tonight, taking a look at some new developments into the investigation of a double homicide out of Saratoga Springs from March. Plus, a new nuclear project announced today that state leaders say would establish the state's first full-scale nuclear ecosystem in Brigham City. We start tonight with the FBI joining the investigation into the deaths of 44-year-old Jessica Lyman and her 8-year-old son, Eli Painter. The two were found shot inside of their Saratoga Springs home back in March. And up until today, even into today, we've had very little updates on the investigation. This morning, the FBI joined the investigation, at least so we believe, by helping search the Jordan River and the area around the victim's home.
So today, the city is partnering with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. They are providing a dive team that will assist us in accessing the Jordan River to see if we can find additional evidence to assist us in this case. Unfortunately, we had a tragic incident in March, and since then, our police have been gathering various sources of evidence, sending them to labs to get analyzed, and that trail has led us to this location where we're looking for additional evidence. Just shortly after the incident, the police department did work with the county to bring out a group to go through the river with magnets to see if they could find something, and they weren't able to, partly because the river was so high. The Jordan River, typically, where we are so close to the mouth of the Jordan River, where it starts from Utah Lake, it was really quite high, and now as we've reached the end of the irrigation season, and that the water level is a lot lower, and so it makes it more conducive to searches like this.
Well, a couple things here. We haven't really heard anything about this case, and we don't know when the FBI actually got involved. We just saw them today. But as you heard, the search only became possible after the river dropped to its lowest levels in months, exposing areas ground crews really could not reach back in March. So we spoke with retired FBI agent Greg Rogers today, who says you don't send divers into water this murky without something solid.
When we bring in a dive team from one of our evidence response teams to do a dive this technical, I mean, you're in a basically zero vision environment, very cold water. This is a technical dive, and you don't do that without a very good reason for conducting that type of search. So my guess is they've got some indication that a handgun or some firearm was thrown in that water. That's probably what they're looking for. If you ask us to come assist in a search like this, we don't take 6 months. We'll come and help you as soon as we're asked to do so. And especially in a search like this, because the longer you wait, it's immeasurably more difficult to find what you're looking for, because again, that part of the river's coming right out of Utah Lake. There's a good current there, so stuff is moving. You can't see anything, so they're going to have very high-tech and technical equipment down there trying to find something buried in sediment that's moved from where it was originally placed.
And yes, likely that firearm, given that was what was outlined in the warrants that we obtained about 3 months after the incident. But let's take a quick look at how we got to today. 44-year-old Jessica Lyman, her son, 8-year-old Eli Painter, were found shot inside of their home in Saratoga Springs. This was back on March 28th, so we're pushing 8 months now. And if we move ahead a little bit further, investigators say that Eli was dead at the scene. Jessica died a few days later at the hospital. Flash forwarding now to June, which is when 2 News was actually at the home. We did some follow-up work on this when a dozen investigators showed up. They wouldn't provide any updates at that time. In July, same situation, no updates, but search warrants in the case were unsealed. We obtained those, revealing evidence involving Jessica Lyman's 15-year-old son that was found at the scene and had to have some involvement in that situation. We have very little updates on this case. Even some would say that was the case today, when the FBI joined the investigation, or visibly joined, by searching the Jordan River and the area around the home. Again, as we stand at this point, a suspect has not been named in this case. So as we've tried to give our due diligence to this case and bring some light into some, maybe 5% of the investigation, I don't think we've been able to get there, though. You can find that on our website, KUTV.com. We've also posted some of our coverage on our YouTube channel. I know there is a lot of interest out there in this case, and we'll continue to try to bring you some more information when we have it. Let's get to your forecast now. A lot of ski resorts just doing the whole right-hand turn thing and trying to push the calendar back at this point and bring Mother Nature forward with the winter months. Meteorologist Sean Kelly here with us now, taking a look at what's in store. Hi, Sean.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring everyone some snow, right? We got a little bit of it here. We could always use some more, and hoping that things get a little bit more active next week. But we still have a storm moving in. Won't be impactful for our northern mountains, unfortunately. For the southern mountains, though, under a winter weather advisory. 53 degrees right now here in Salt Lake City as we head through the overnight temperatures on the chilly side. You'll need that winter jacket. We're down into the lower 40s, but we'll stay dry. We've got rain chances here, 20% shot as we make our way from Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. So nothing substantial, but it will be substantial as you make your way down across the southern part of the state. So coming up, my first alert weather forecast, we'll take you through that southern storm that'll move in later on tonight and so tomorrow. The winter weather advisories, how much snow we could see, and the colder temperatures that will follow. That's coming up in the next few minutes.
All right, thank you, Sean. Now to some new developments in Governor Spencer Cox's push to double Utah's energy production within the next decade. The governor in Brigham City today to announce a new nuclear project funded through a $750 million private investment. We spoke to the mayor of Brigham City today, who says the city has a long history of energy innovation, including providing hydroelectric power.
Well, it's going to be generationally changing for northern Utah, and hopefully it's just like a drop in the pond and the ripples will just cascade out or go out across the nation, the example that we're about to set with this ecosystem.
What does this mean for Brigham City?
It means high-paying jobs, but also including a skill set that most people have already, welders, pipe fitters, that type of thing. But because it's in the nuclear industry, obviously there's going to be your engineers, your chemists and that. But that's when I first met Chris, that's what he said is he's looking, there's two things he's looking for, somebody that can work and honesty. And he says in his mind that's farm folks, that's young men and young women who can't make a living on the farm anymore, but they have those values, and that's Box Elder County.
And tell me, you know, on that piece right there, what does this mean for jobs? What kind of jobs will Brigham City have?
Well, they're going to obviously they're going to have technician jobs with Chris's, with Holtec coming in. They'll be manufacturing jobs.
Well, believe he's talking about U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright, who we'll hear from in just a moment. So back in May, President Donald Trump signed an executive order calling for the United States to break ground on 10 large nuclear reactors by 2030. The Trump administration struck a deal last month with the owners of Westinghouse to invest $80 billion to build nuclear plants. So U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright says that tech companies are going to play a big role in the future of nuclear power.
Big tech is a key part of the piece that's going to relaunch American nuclear power. They're huge appetite for power. They want as much as they can get, not just hundreds of megawatts, but gigawatts. That comes from large reactors or large numbers of small reactors. They're willing to sign power purchase agreements. That's the thing you need to build a nuclear power plant. They're willing to put equity capital in front of debt from the Loan Program Office. They're going to be absolutely essential to relaunching the nuclear renaissance. President Trump's agenda is affordable, reliable, secure energy, and he's all in on nuclear power. Nuclear power boomed in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and then hasn't done much for decades. We need to get the nuclear industry moving again. This is going to take private capital, private technology, private customers, but a little help from the government as well in regulatory reform and in significant loans that'll go to developers that are building nuclear reactors.
If you'd like more information on this new development here, the push for nuclear energy in Utah, you can find our past reports online, KUTV.com. Tonight here at 10 o'clock, Utah County taxpayers paying millions for 3 death penalty cases. 2 News Investigates reviewed defense contracts that showed fees and expert costs already reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars, and one case topping $1 million for prosecution and defense. Legal expert Sky Lazaro says aggravated murder cases are among the most expensive a county can face.
They cost multiple times more than a regular prosecution and defense of a non-capital case.
A state fund exists to help counties pay for these cases. Most counties are a part of it. However, Utah County is not. County leaders say they've applied. Tonight at 10 o'clock, Ariel Harrison breaks down how much money Utah County may have missed out on and what both sides say went wrong here. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, a viral moment captured at a Jazz game, while one local barber says he did not expect to ever cut the hair of head coach Will Hardy. One question at a Utah Jazz game turned into a viral moment and a haircut for the head coach. Kristen Kenny in tonight's Eye on Utah, and Kristen did not get a haircut.
I have a question, Will. How many likes do I have to get on this video to cut your hair?
When Salt Lake barber Carlos Cardenas went to the Utah Jazz season opener, he didn't expect to go viral.
So that's got 2.6 million. Wow.
Yeah, we waited in line trying to get our jersey exchanged. I had no clue that like the players were going to come out or the coaches were going to come out, but they did.
But one question heard around Jazz Nation and one haircut challenge changed everything.
Were you surprised that he actually answered your first question?
Yeah, 100%. The fact that he even responded back and gave me a goal, I knew it was like, wow, this is a really cool guy.
100,000 likes is no easy task.
As soon as he said 100K, I thought it was a little crazy, but I knew, through the power of social media, I knew it was possible.
And he was right. Jazz fans and total strangers rallied behind him.
It's cool just seeing everyone come together and help me out.
Within days, he passed the goal, but then he had to figure out how to get Coach Hardy's attention.
How did you approach him about this?
So I had no contact, no clue.
But as if it was meant to be, Carlos found out that Coach Hardy was visiting his cousin's middle school.
That's your cousin.
And I see the Utah Jazz posted a video of my cousin asking Will Hardy to cut his hair, and I thought that was the craziest thing ever.
You said he got 100K? When I get back from the road trip, he can cut my hair.
Do you have an idea of what look you're gonna give him?
I'm hoping he'll let me just have creative freedom, and well, I don't know, I think a lot of people want to see him with a fade.
Turns out, Carlos got his wish.
Deal's a deal. Said if he got 100,000 likes, he'd cut my hair. So here we are.
As Coach Hardy sits inside this 21-year-old shop, you can't help but notice it's pure NBA.
I really love Ace Bailey and Keontae George.
And one player, even though he's no longer with the Jazz, is still the dream.
It's Donovan Mitchell. That's like my dream. And I'm hoping after this, I can make a haircut happen with him. That's like my dream.
Okay.
That is the end goal. I'm gonna make it happen.
If this viral moment taught this young fan anything,
social media is very powerful. Hopefully after this, I can get some of the Jazz players to come get a haircut.
a fade for a coach and a viral moment for the barber chasing his dream. Kristen Kenny, KUTV 2 News.
Well, the Utah Jazz celebrating a double overtime victory at home against the Chicago Bulls. The Jazz took down the Bulls last night. The Delta Center, Larry Markkinen scoring 47 in the win. He's now ranked 5th in the NBA in scoring. Way to tear it up, Larry. He's averaging over 30 points a game in the early part of the year. Last night, the Jazz shot pretty well from the floor, 44%, and knocked down a bunch of threes, 37% from downtown, and limited the turnovers to just 9, playing some clean ball. Still had to get it done in double OT. The Jazz back on the court tomorrow when they visit the LA Lakers for the first time this season. Tip off a little later than usual. You got to factor in the hour time change here, 8:30 p.m. You can watch tomorrow's game on your home for the Jazz, KJazz Channel 14. Pre-game coverage gets going right after us, 8 o'clock. And the Mammoth back in action tonight. Team is on the road in Anaheim taking on the Ducks. It is Mom's Night. All the moms travel with the players. I love it. The puck drops in less than an hour, 8 o'clock. The Mammoth head to San Jose tomorrow night, then back home to host the Vegas Golden Knights on Thursday. It's always the mother's trip. They get to join their sons on the plane and travel out there and cheer on the team, watch morning skate, all that good stuff. We love what they're doing. See if the Mammoth can keep this streak going with a good start to the year. Sean Kelly, we're thinking maybe ice hockey, maybe the ponds are freezing over here. But right now, it'd be nice to see a little bit more of this so we can inch things forward here for the seasons of change.
It hasn't been the best start or the most active start. In fact, it's actually been the warmest November so far on record.
Lovely.
So that's why, and that's why this was really our first kind of substantial storm for the mountains here. Pretty quiet here for the week for the northern mountains. Southern mountains, we get another shot here as we get through the next several days. But again, some pretty good totals here out to 4 inches. Snow base in the winter there, 8 inches at Eagle Point. Seeing 7 inches of snow, so a pretty decent storm. Rainfall totals too, also pretty significant here. Over 1.5 inches for Zion. Harrisville area over 1 inch, and Kaysville saw 1 inch of rain as well. Logan 1 inch of rain, and we saw over 1/2 inch from Pleasant Grove northward into Ivins and into the Price area. So some beneficial rain and a little bit more heading our way. 40s and 50s up and down the Wasatch Front. It's a cold evening. You need that winter jacket. We're at 45 in Heber, 44 in Price, 35 in Panguitch, 43 in Cedar City. Here's a look at those winter weather advisories, which go into effect later on tonight, all the way through the day tomorrow and into Wednesday morning. We could see upwards of 6 to 12 inches of snow above 8,000 feet. Some of those lower elevations, though, for the southern mountains above 6,500 could see about 2 to 6 inches of snow. So again, notice the snow will be lacking here further up towards the north. Unfortunately, this is going to be another storm getting clipped by our southern areas here. A little bit of rain for central Utah, but again, for southern Utah, that's a jackpot there, where we can see about a ½ inch to an inch of rain. Here's a storm right now moving on shore of California. This would be a big system if it was sliding just directly up towards the east-northeast. Unfortunately, it's going to kind of dive a little bit further towards the south, and that's why southern Utah will be getting in on the kind of the bullseye of the action. You'll see tomorrow morning starts to spread in across the southern half of the state. Lunchtime moving in south central Utah. Tomorrow evening still dry here further up towards the north. Scattered rain central and southern Utah. Pretty similar late tomorrow night, though we may start to see a few showers here further up towards the north. Wednesday morning, still dealing with periods of some heavy rain and mountain snow down towards the south and west. Wednesday evening, central and southern Utah. Thursday morning, we try to get a little bit of that moisture further up towards the north, but again, mainly south of the Provo area will have the better chance for rain. So those lows overnight, we're down into the 40s and 30s. Highs tomorrow, we're into the 50s here. Notice how chilly it is down towards the south with that rain and snow. For St. George, we're looking at temperatures here into the 50s each and every day. Unseasonably cool. Warming up, though, as we head into the weekend, much nicer. And then across the Wasatch Front, we're into the 50s as well here. Just a few showers here and there. Really, again, no snow in the forecast, at least for the next 7 to 10 days.
Well, as they were hoping for, Brian had wanted to open first. They might have their opportunity, it looks like, over the next couple of days to get a little bit more on the ground up there. High elevation, Utah's highest elevation resort in terms of a base area. So pretty interesting. We'll see what they're able to do here in southern part of the state.
I think that would be smart with this current pattern. Southern mountains kind of winning the battle right now. I think that will be the mountain that opens
All
up
right,
first.
move it on up. Thank you, Sean. Coming up here on Arc Salt Lake, we were just talking about this. Another Utah resort postpones their ski season. What Park City Mountain Resort says they're looking for. Can you guess? Park City Mountain, now the latest resort to delay opening for the ski season.
Yeah, today the resort said thanks to the mild temperatures, they're hitting pause on the originally planned opening date of November 21st. They say they are closely watching the forecast and waiting for that perfect snowmaking window, and will update everyone when the new opening date is announced.
They could just consult you guys. The holiday season right around the corner. You can make sure Utah kids and seniors have presents to open on Christmas morning by adopting an angel from the 2 News Angel Tree.
Yeah, all you have to do is go to any Cypress Credit Union or Smith's and pull a card from one of the angel trees, shop for your angel, and return new unwrapped gifts by December 12th.
Thanks for joining us tonight.